Solving problems on error. If a physical quantity x is related to other physical quantities a, b, c, such that x is equal to a raised to the power of m multiplied by b raised to the power of m divided by c raised to the power of b, then the total error in x is given by the formula m multiplied by delta a plus n multiplied by delta b plus p multiplied by delta c. Here we can observe that when quantities are multiplied or divided, the errors get added up, and if it is raised to a certain power, the powers are going to be multiplied with the respective errors. Now let us look at the few problems based on the same concept. In an experiment of verification of Ohm's law, the error in current measurement is 1%, while that in voltage measurement is 2%. The error in measurement of resistance has the maximum value of what? We know that R is given by V over I. In the question, delta I is given as 1%, delta V is given as 2%, delta R is asked. I can write the formula for delta R as 1 multiplied by delta V plus 1 multiplied by delta I, which is going to give you the value 1 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 1, 2 plus 1, delta R is going to be 3%. Let's go to the next question. If the error in measurement of radius of a sphere is 2%, then the error in measurement of volume is. We know that the volume of a sphere is given by the formula 4 over 3 pi r cube. Delta r is given as 2%, delta v is asked. I can write the formula for delta v. Delta v can be written down as 3 multiplied by delta r, 3 multiplied by 6. Delta v is going to be equal to 6%. The density of cube is found by measuring its mass and length of its side. If the maximum error in measurement of mass and length are 0.3% and 0.2% respectively, the maximum error in measurement of density is. The density is given by the formula mass over volume. Delta m is given as 3%, delta L is given as 0.2%. We can write volume as L cube, and now writing down the formula for delta L, which is the error in density, which will be equal to 1 multiplied by delta m plus 3 multiplied by delta L, since L is raised to the power of 3. Delta L is going to be 1 multiplied by zero point 0.3 plus 3 multiplied by zero point 0.2. So delta L is going to be equal to zero point 0.3 plus zero point 0.6, which is going to give you zero point 0.9, which is option C. Let me go to the next question. The maximum error in measurement of resistance, current, and time for which the current flows in electrical circuits are 1%, 2%, and 3% respectively. The maximum error, percentage error in direction of dissipated heat will be. I know that the heat formula is given by I square RT. Delta R is given as 1%, delta I is given as 2%, delta R T is given as 3%. Delta H can be written down as 2 multiplied by delta I plus 1 multiplied by delta R plus 1 multiplied by delta T. 2 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 1 plus 1 multiplied by 3, 4 plus 1 plus 3. Total value of H, delta H, the error in heat is going to be 8%. If there is an error of 2% in measuring the length of pendulum, then the percentage error in its period is. I know that the value of t is given by 2 pi square root of L over g. Let me square on both the sides. I'll be getting the value of t square as 4 pi L over g. Delta L is given as 2%, delta t is asked. 2 multiplied by delta t would be equal to 1 multiplied by delta L. So 2 multiplied by delta t would be equal to 1 multiplied by delta 2. Cancelling 2 on both the sides, delta t is going to be equal to 1%.